Darkglass just released the first ever modular pedal that was specifically designed for bass, the Anagram. Let's check it out. Hi, welcome to Bass the World. My name is Gregor Fries and on bass we have my buddy Kai Lemke today playing my trusty old Sandberg. Modulars are the biggest thing that has happened to our industry in the past decade. Gigging used to be a big hassle. Loading amps and cabinets into vans, lifting them up the stairs, then you had to mic it all up and hope and pray the sound guys know what they're doing. With modulars all this has gone. All you need is your bass, a cable and a pedal, which in the case of the Anagram even comes with a nice carrying bag. These give you total control over your sound. It's entirely up to you what you send to the front of house, making it easier for everyone involved in the production. Modulars are awesome. There's just one little annoyance. They're mainly made for guitar players and most of the patches in there are not much use to us. That's why it's so amazing to finally have a modular that was specifically designed for us bass players. The Anagram is built around a 6-core DSP technology with ultra-low latency and a sensitive touchscreen. It comes with tons of amps, cabinets, microphones, effects, a looper, a tuner, EQs, preamps and the capacity to combine up to 24 of those to create your own sounds. When it comes to the menu, they didn't reinvent the wheel. The system is similar to what I'm used to from my Quad Cortex and what I've seen others do with their different Helix pedals. Which is good, the system is intuitive and easy to use. Since it's Darkglass, of course we have all their pedals in here, including the 3 octavers from the Kamos, which just came out recently. Here's the B3K, the OG Darkglass distortion. The Anagram can be used in 3 different ways. There's the preset mode where you build your own sounds or use the one that are already installed in the pedal and use the foot switches to step through these different presets. Then we have the stomp mode. This is for those who don't need many different sounds and prefer to use the Anagram like a pedal board. Here the foot switches can be used to engage single effects, or to be exact, effects parameters. The best way to use these is as on-off switches, but you can designate these foot switches also to control other effects parameters. And then there's the scene mode, which is similar, but here you can control multiple parameters at the same time. This also isn't new, but it's proven to be useful to customize the functionality of the Anagram to your needs. Here's a preset called Sauna by the Water, which I really like. When you build your own patches, you have a wide range of sounds available that you can choose from 6 categories. The first are amps and cabinets, which offer you a useful variety of solid-state and tube preamps and a range of cabinets to go along with them. Then we have an overdrive and distortion section, because of course it's Darkglass. You get the B3K, the vintage Microtubes, the Alpha Omicron, the Duality Fuzz and the Microtubes X, plus 2 more, which are not, or possibly not yet, Darkglass pedals. The next section is EQs, filters and dynamics, containing a plethora of equalizers, 2 different envelope filters, a noise gate, 2 compressors including the hyperluminal and a limiter. The modulation and pitch section comes with a chorus, a flanger, all 3 octavers from the Kamos pedal and a pitch shifter that you can detune like a POG. Then we have delays and reverbs including rooms, a plate reverb and even the popular shimmer reverb. And last but not least the utility section, where you get tools to send sounds to designated outputs, split and merge to build complex patches, and even a digital effects loop which corresponds with the actual effects loop on the back of the pedal, allowing you to place your existing pedals within the sound structure of the Anagram. Here's a funky sound we built during our recording session. The menu on the pedal is super easy to use, but of course you also get access to the Darkglass suite where you can build your presets a bit more conveniently on your computer. The Anagram also takes third-party ARs, which is excellent. The menu goes much more in depth. Within a cabinet, for example, you can select loads of microphones and choose their positions. If you know the pedals they put in here, you get their full functionality within the menu, which is amazing. And if you master all these options, you can even build things like complex bass synths, or you just lose the ones that are already installed as presets like the Velcro synth. Finally, let's have a quick look at the back of the pedal. Here we have for bass input the effects loop, which can also be used as an insert, aka a second input, and an output for an expression pedal. We have a headphone out, 2 XLR outs, 2 regular amp outs, MIDI in and through, yes, the Anagram is fully MIDI capable, and finally a power in and a USB-C port to load updates, connect to the Darkglass suite, and even power the unit. The Anagram does not have Bluetooth, in case you were wondering. So what do I think of this pedal? First of all, it's really good, and with that, of course, super exciting. I like the sounds, it's fast and dynamic, just like the real thing. I also like the, let's call it, restraint. It's not overloaded with hundreds of options you will never need. It has all the pedals most bassists use and can easily replace your entire setup. On the other hand, there are two things that also need to be addressed. Darkglass has always been on the more expensive side of things, this is no exception. It's not quite the price of a quad cortex, but it's significantly more expensive than, let's say, an HX Stomp. Which of course doesn't have this amazing display, and it's a lot more rudimentary in its functionality. But only until you're connected to the software, where you have a lot more amps and effects at your disposal. Which leads me to the second point. This is a new system, which in terms of its complexity can't yet compete with an established product like an HX Stomp. For me personally, I liked it. I find modelers more often than not a bit overwhelming. When the menu goes too deep, if there are too many options, I get overwhelmed and start to wish going back to my analog pedals. The Anagram might just be the sweet spot for this kind of mindset. It provides you with enough sound and enough options to customize them to perfection. But it doesn't overwhelm you with option after option after option. That being said, there's definitely room to improve. There are a few more effects I would love to get my hands on in here. Only the future will tell at what rate and quantity Darkglass will add new sounds to the Anagram. As for now, big seal of approval. I own a quad cortex, but after adding this to the Fuhrpark, as we say in Germany, I'm not sure I'll ever need it again. Great job, Darkglass. And if you want to try one too, check the links in the video description below. We're working with a bunch of Darkglass dealers, and if you order this or anything else through these links, they will know we sent you and pay us a little kickback, which is the easiest way to support our channel. Here's a video of the Darkglass KMOS Octavo. Amazing. Here's a fabulous bass shot drop, and here's me saying bye. BassTheWorld.